Hi, and welcome to Cockatude, Cockatoos with Attitude. We just had a little fire scare today. That is pretty common around here, unfortunately. Right, Marley? Right, Marl? Marler? Yeah, so we're inside today because the fire it's 10 miles away, and that seems kind of far, but we use a number of different things to determine how safe it is outside.
Science knowledge only adds to the excitement, the mystery, and the awe of a flower.
Evidence is evidence. It's public. Everybody can look at the evidence and assess it, and eventually, if there's enough evidence, come to the same conclusion.
The Chloe Sanctuary for Parrots and Cockatoos, a nonprofit charity dedicated to the empowerment of captive parrots and public awareness.
One way we can check and see just how safe it is via the ham radio. So there's actually an app. I don't know if it's available for Android, but it's available for iPhone. I hear you over there, you silly bird. It's available for iPhone. And the app is called Radio. Yeah, I hear you there, Marley. It's called Radio 5.0. Where we are, there's a ham radio club, and they do a great job of keeping track of what's going on with fires. So if you're interested in saving your birds' lives, you can hang into the feed from the local radio club, and that will tell you what's going on. So what they said today, of course, you also get to hear the actual firemen talking and the local police, but what they said is that it's a nursery burning down, and there's all kinds of toxic stuff. They had to call out a hazmat crew. I see that over there, little boy. I see you. You displaying? You're displaying, big boy, Marley? So, because they have, they're able to tell us what's going on, we can be sure not to do something stupid. The other app I use is called Wind Alert. And that tells me exactly which way the wind is blowing. And around here, it's going to blow east up until 2 o'clock, and then west until later. So I keep track of the wind position, or the way the wind's blowing, because obviously that saves us a lot of hassle. So you tell him, Marley. So the wind was blowing about 15 miles an hour coming from the south, and that's where the fire was. Before we even started to smell anything up here, before anything even got to Fallbrook, I knew they couldn't go outside. I knew they couldn't go outside because it was going to be toxic fumes in the air. So if you're going to rely on the media, the local media, they aren't going to tell you anything. They are the most useless organizations that were ever invented, I think, when it comes to something like this. They'll show you a house burning down, or they'll show you the fire, but they won't tell you what's critically wrong with what's going on in your neighborhood. Marley, are you having fun up there, Mr. Marl? Are you? You are having fun? Rah, rah. So we had to come inside today. Marley is a lot more vocal than he usually is. When he's vocal like this, he's usually hard to handle. But that's okay. You're not being handled right now, are you, Marley? So if you can figure out how to connect to the local ham radio people, and if they're doing their job, which is to track disasters and fires and things like that, they don't have to do it. I mean, they're not required by law or anything, but if they're doing that, then that can really help you in a situation like this we have today. And that's why I had to decide to decide to stay in today. So, certain birds get along in this environment, certain ones don't. The old salamander, Sal up there, he does well in this environment. He doesn't get in anybody's way. If he gets upset, he'll get on the floor. That's what he does. But Bob and Lorelei and Cause have to come in here separately, and I have to watch them terribly close. But it makes a lot of sense to bring them in separately. Just because a fire's 10 miles away doesn't mean it's safe. Now, if the fire had happened this morning and it was 10 miles away and on the west side, I'd know the wind would be blowing that fire away, so I wouldn't have to worry about it quite as much. But, alas and alack, that was not the case. So, yes, Marley? Yes, Marley? Oh, yeah, Marley? Oh, yeah? You sure about that, Marley Marl? Are you? There's that one eye he's got that he doesn't open often because he has a cataract in it. So, check with your local ham radio club, and you know they usually are called an ARC, amateur radio club, and ask them if they. Hi there, that's a nice display there, Big Marl. Yeah, it's a nice display. Ask them if they handle this kind of thing, if they keep track of fires, and then get yourself an app where you can actually see what. Yeah. Then get yourself an app, or become a ham operator and track on what they're saying is going on, because you're not going to find out from the local media. Not going to find out from the local media. So, we're trying out a new device today. We're using a gimbal to kind of track what's going on in the room. So, just getting used to it. Right, Marley? Lets us do all kinds of fancy stuff. Right, Marley? Yeah, I know. I know, Marley. One thing it can do is keep your hands steady when you're tracking something like this, because it keeps the camera steady regardless of what I'm doing. So we got this to try to improve the quality of our videos from here on out. We're doing a lot of handheld stuff now, so what the heck, huh? Well, thanks for watching, and remember, if you can find out with your local ham radio club if they manage to follow the fires, and they usually send out spotters and that kind of thing. That'll give you an insight into what's going on to save your birds and possibly get you out if there's a disaster. And you can get wind alert, which will tell you which way the wind is blowing. That's another one. And then if you search on the web for fire maps, then using your state, you can find out where there's fires, or disaster maps, that kind of thing. So anyway, this is just a Cockatude quickie, and thanks for watching. Bye.